Hi there and welcome to Fraud Watch Friday for February 2024. I'm John Worzer and I'm an AARP Fraud Watch volunteer. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that you can find more information on the things that I'll talk about today and a host of other fraud and scam issues at aarp.org/fraudwatch or by calling the AARP Fraud Helpline at 877-908-3360. This week was Valentine's Day, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day and that you were able to celebrate it live and in person with the ones that you love. That said, Valentine's season seemed like the perfect time to talk about romance scams. So, what is a romance scam? Well, a romance scam is when a scammer develops a romantic relationship with their victim in order to eventually take advantage of them monetarily or defraud them in some other way. With more and more people meeting online these days, scams related to online relationships are on the rise, and this has become one of the most popular inroads for romance scammers. Tens of thousands of people are being scammed every year, and losses are well over $1 billion a year. And that's only what's actually reported. Many times, victims of such scams are understandably somewhat ashamed that they had this happen to them and they don't want to admit to it, so they just eat their losses and they don't tell anybody. So actual losses are probably much greater than that $1 billion a year. According to a recent survey, about 60% of US adults agree that online dating is a good way to meet people. And they're right, it can be a good way to meet people, but people need to be careful. So, romance scams, how do they start? On online dating sites, they start like any other meet and greet on your online dating site. You may think that you're conversing back and forth with a real person. You may think you've gotten to know them. Romance scammers are very, very patient. The scammer will cultivate the relationship until they're sure that you trust them and that they're sure that you believe they have feelings for you. They may go months or sometimes even years before they ask for money. Rising in popularity now outside of the online dating sites is a text message scam. These are text messages that are apparently sent to the wrong person. For instance, a couple of years ago, I did myself respond to a message like this. I got this message that said, "Are you John, the golf coach my friend Sandy was telling me about?" And I thought, well, as much as I'm ashamed to admit it, I have Googled myself. And when you Google John Worzer, up comes this golf coach in California. And I thought, oh, this person has somehow got my phone number and they were trying to contact John Worzer, the college golf coach. So I said, I think you got the wrong John Worzer. I think you're looking for the John Worzer in California. If you go to this website, you can find his contact information. And the person who texted me said, gee, thank you for that. And then she tried to strike up a conversation with me and said, "I'm Isabel and I'm from Japan. Who are you and where are you from?" And I thought, I'm not sure that a college golfer from Japan named Isabel really wants to talk to me. So I just told her, I'm an old man from Kansas and I don't think you need to be talking to me. And so I blocked the phone number, and on my phone, I reported the text as spam or a scam or fraud. I can't remember which choice I used, but on your iPhone or your messaging app on your Android, there's always a place you can go to get a drop-down menu, and you can report a text as a spam or a scam or a fraud. So make sure you do that if you get one of these. Just this past weekend, I got a text from someone, and it said, "Hey, Jeff, I hope you're doing well. I'm wondering why you haven't filed a response to the papers yet. Especially because my attorney sent recent motion for default. Please contact me soon so we can wrap up this process and discuss my obtaining my items and separation of our joint items." So obviously my first thought was, oh, geez, this lady is trying to divorce her husband and she's texted the wrong person. But then I remembered Isabel from Japan, and I decided no, I probably shouldn't respond to this. So I just blocked the number and reported it as fraud. So who is Isabel from Japan? Who are these people? Well, they're not really people at all. There are multinational criminal organizations that run these scams. They force people to work for them in underdeveloped countries, virtually enslaving them. And these people sit there all day long sending messages and cultivating online relationships. Their scripts are very clever, so be careful. So how do you be careful? Here's how. First, look out for red flags. A, if you're on a sanctioned dating site or online platform and the other person says, let's get off this site and let's direct message each other. Or why don't we text each other? Or give me your email. I have some stuff I want to send you. That's a red flag because you went to this online dating site to find a safe place to meet people. As soon as you leave there, you're not in a safe place anymore. So don't. Find someone else to talk to. The person may claim to be from the USA, but they're temporarily stationed overseas or in a foreign country for the military or for their corporation. That's always a red flag. Why would they be on a dating site trying to cultivate a relationship to you and ostensibly meet up with you live sometime if they're out of the country? So that's a big red flag. Don't go there. Also, if everything seems to be going great and you make plans to meet and then the plans just never quite work out, their car breaks down, they have a family emergency, you just never get to meet them in person. You know, once, this can happen. Twice is a huge coincidence. 3 times, they're definitely a scammer. Just break it off with them, try somebody else. And finally, the big one, they ask for money. You didn't go to this website to find someone to give money to. You went to find a friend or someone to have a relationship with. So as soon as they bring up, oh, if you could just help me out, that's when you need to walk away. So what can you do to protect yourself? Well, if you have a picture of the person and you have a name, you can always do a reverse image search on Google or Bing. If their picture comes up with another name attached to it, then they're a scammer. If everything looks okay there, do a little bit deeper dive on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram and all those places and see what comes up. See how many friends do they have? Do they post regularly? Do their posts look real? A lot of times it won't. It just won't. Still, some of these places are very, very clever. And your last resort is a simple one. Don't ever send any money. Just don't send money to help them out. Or one other thing they will do is ask you to invest with them on a venture that, you know, they're sure is going to be great. Or they're going to put you in touch with their friend, an investment broker who can do this or do that for you that other people can't do. They want to help you out with your money. Avoid that. That's a red flag and you don't want to go there. And lastly, report them. Contact the AARP Fraud Watch Network, either via phone or on the website, and let us know this is happening. So finally, let me remind you, we're always looking for more Fraud Watch volunteers. So if you'd like to join us in our efforts to stamp out scams and frauds, you can contact us by email at ksaarp@aarp.org and become a Fraud Watch volunteer just like me. And then you'll realize that if you can spot a scam, you can stop a scam. Have a great week, everybody.